What's up, YouTube? I'm changing the thermostat on this Toyota Highlander, and I'm gonna pretty much point out the things that I got to do, and then I'll just go ahead and do it. So I lose the tension from the belt, from the serpentine belt, and that's where you see my tool here. So I lose the tension off the belt because I have to, there's a pulley right below this pipe. I have to take that pulley off. So I lose the belt. I took the belt off, not all the way. I left the belt on at the bottom, but I took it off the top portion. And I have to get this bolt right here, and then there's one in the back. I have to get those two. They're both 10 millimeter. And in order for me to get the thermostat out and put the new one in, I have to remove the pulley that is right in the back of this. Well, it's right below this. And this is the pulley right here. And it sits right here. So I took that off. There's a washer in the back. Make sure not to lose that. And I just use a 14 mil on an extension, like so. I got it in there like that, and I took it off. Now I need my 10 mil on another extension, and that's that bolt in the back. That's the upper one for the thermostat, and this is the lower one. This one is easy to get to, but the one in the back is a little bit harder. That's why you need the extension. So again, one bolt is here, the other is behind it. So I just get my extension in. I'm reaching with one hand and I'm feeling for the bolt. So I'm backing it out, make sure I could feel it, it doesn't fall. Here it is. It's actually a nut, so it goes in on a stud. Now before I remove the outer one, I'm just going to remove the hose. And I've already drained the coolant. I took off the lower hose and let it drain. Now a quick tip, after you remove the hose clamp, sometimes you realize you cannot move the hose, it's hard to turn. Just get a channel lock or some kind of adjustable, and you just want to clamp it around it, not too tight. You're not going to go tight, you just want to have enough where you could twist it. You twist it back and forth. Once you break it loose, you'll be able to pull it off just like that. Now another thing that I did, I went with a large garbage bag and I use it to go under the thermostat. Made sure I cover the belt, because once I take the last bolt out, whatever coolant is in there is going to come out. So I just set the garbage bag where it guides the coolant away from the belt. And once that's set up, now I go in and I take the bottom one off. And I could see it dripping. Set my catch pan at the bottom. And this one is a nut also, so it sits on 2 studs, which is actually good because it allows you to line it up the right way. So once I take this housing out, I got this off. Now here you can see the thermostat, and you see this little piece is on the top. So when we put the new one in, we're gonna make sure it goes on the top. So I make sure my bag is covering the belt. I'm just gonna get a screwdriver in there and just pry it out. I went ahead and got a brand new thermostat and the gasket from the dealer, and that piece that I showed you on the old one, this piece up top, it's actually called a jiggle valve, and the purpose of this is to help the vehicle reach the required operating temperature more quickly and efficiently. And also when you install it in a vertical position, meaning the way it was installed where it's upwards, it helps to get air out of the system. So I'll just reinstall it the same way I took it out. You can see I got it in. The jiggle valve is up top. See right there. I'll put the housing back on and torque that down. So I'll show a trick that I use whenever I'm going to put a nut or a bolt in a spot where my hands can't reach and there's a chance it's going to fall. I get a piece of electrical tape, just a small piece, enough just to fit over the socket. And once I fit it over the socket, I take my nut or my bolt and I just put it on there. Like so. Now all I gotta do is get to that stud, and it's gonna stay right on, and everything is tightened up nice and sturdy. Now I could go ahead and remove the plastic bag, and it was only a little bit of coolant that came out, but still none of it got on the belt, so that's good. So I'll remove the bag, I'll put the pulley back in, I put the belt back on, and then I'll go ahead and reattach the hose. That washer I said not to lose. And it's a little lip that it screws into. Once you feel that with your finger, then you could find the threaded hole where you could line up the bolt, you catch it, and then you ratchet it in. but you should be able to hand tight it in all the way until you're ready to put your socket on it. If you have to put your socket on it to get it in, then it's gonna be either cross-threaded or something is not right. So just make sure when you put it in by hand, you twist it all the way in as far as you could go, and then you could put your socket and your ratchet on it, and then we just torque that down. These things are not torqued that much. You could look up the torque spec, spin it, make sure it spins freely, feels good, perfect. Go ahead and I'll put the belt back on. Now the thermostat is in, no leaks. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.